And welcome everybody. This is Joe Naseef, aka JoJo.
Joined by Evan Arkin with no moniker or nickname to speak of.
And we have Northwest Sports Cards' very own Ryan Chadmon playing Selesnya Aggro, which he's pretty famous for.
She is comfortable with the deck, plays it all the time. She is playing Seamus Horn on your right, playing red deck wins, mono red aggro.
And just looking at some things in Ryan's deck, one of the cards that stand out, Dragon Maze's Voice of Resurgence.
Yeah, powerful card, taking over the format. Turn 1, Stormkirk Noble by Seamus Horn is really what the deck wants to do. So we're going to see what the draws are like. And Ryan leads off with her favorite play.
Absent Pilgrim. Yeah, but that's a human, right?
It is a human.
So how quick is this?
We're going to find out.
Stormkirk just going to
get out of control. He's going to have turn 2 Ash Sell it.
That's going to be 3 points of damage.
Yeah, with a counter on the Noble. Things are getting out of hand.
Things are getting out of hand.
Ryan's deck is leaning towards attacking. It wants to be attacking. So we're going to see who's going to win the race.
Yeah, and her deck can get out of control very fast. I like the 4 main deck Faith Shield that she has.
Oh, yeah.
Especially against a mono-colored deck. It'll probably prove to be just a big counterspell, an awesome combat trick.
It's just the cheapest counterspell for the colors.
Yeah. So,
and by counterspell, we mean that it'll negate effects that opponents want to use to slow you down from doing what you're doing.
I can't imagine playing the Pilgrim, or the Silverblade, but I think that's her only play. She has two Silverblades,
2 Rankers, right?
Yeah.
So that is her only play.
Yeah, so she has to play those. I think you just pair it up here, and then next turn you put the Rancor on your Pilgrim.
Or do you just not pair it and pair the 2 Silverblades together?
No, I still think you pair the Pilgrim.
Really?
Yeah, okay. You want to be able to first strike. Is that a human as well?
They're all humans.
They are all humans. Ugh.
They're all humans.
Yeah.
And yep, you're correct. She goes for the pair, and looks like you know better than I do.
She might offer up the trade on the Ash Shell it early.
Yeah.
To try
She's under a lot of pressure. She's under a ton of pressure. But having not played the deck as much as she has, she might decide that she can race with those Rankers in her hand.
Looking at the list also, there's no spot removal for her in the main deck. So
Seamus has Burning Tree Emissary into Searing Spear, which is just such a tempo play. That Burning Tree Emissary.
That's what you want to be doing with Burning Tree Emissary. Just utilizing the mana, putting a dude out there, and then turn sideways for 4.
Yep, sideways for 4. Drop you to 13, counter on my Stormkirk Noble.
And there's 2 cards in his hand. It looked like Lightning Mauler.
So just pointing out, he forgot to add a counter to Stormkirk Noble.
Yes, he did.
We'll see if that's relevant.
Now, since it's F&M, if he remembers...
If he remembers, he could certainly add it.
Okay.
Certainly, especially within like the next turn, but it doesn't look like he's going to remember.
So what do you do here? Do you... I think it's
pair, Rancor, pass, right?
Yeah, it's... I didn't see what the draw was. Yeah, there it is. Paired up.
Yep.
Right.
And then you might as well be mana efficient, Rancor up, and pass the turn.
And then you're going to block the Burning Tree Emissary when it comes in.
Yeah.
I think he's... Oh, not remembering. Let's see if that 1 point of damage or that
It might be relevant.
It might be relevant. Let's just see.
Stormkirk Noble should be a 3/3 with 2 counters on it right now.
I mean, that'll be relevant when Loxodon Smiter or...
looking at Seamus's list, one thing I don't agree with as a deck building, he's got 4 Boros Reckoners, and we've been shown the power of Boros Reckoner plus Blasphemous Act with decks like Aristocrats.
Okay.
Aristocrats, however, has Cartel Aristocrats that can get protection from red in response to it. It can play mid-range or control records. He has 3 main deck Blasphemous Acts in a deck full of 1 and 2 drops, and his only synergy is his Reckoners, which means that he's going to draw a lot of hands with one or the other, and when he just draws a Blasphemous Act, it's a totally dead card in his deck.
Can you tell me how many lands are in his deck?
His deck plays 19.
19 mountains.
19 mountains. I think it's a poor deck construction a little bit to rely on.
I wouldn't say poor deck construction. I
just think Boros Reckoner is good enough at the top end of the red curve without trying to get cute with the Blasphemous Act combo, because it is cute and it can blow people out.
So she's blocking on the Burning Tree Emissary, like I had mentioned. That she
and this time Seamus remembers that trigger.
Yep, gets the trigger there.
Gets the trigger. Still should be 1 more, but post-combat Burning Tree Emissary.
Into Lightning Mauler. He has Lightning Mauler.
That should have been a pre-combat.
Is that Lightning Mauler?
No, it's Devil's Play Blasphemous Act.
Oh, it's Devil's Play.
It's Devil's Play. Hellrider Blasphemous Act.
Okay.
And this is a good example of why I think Blasphemous Act is poor in the deck.
And it seems as if Ryan has drawn a bunch of Rancors.
Yeah, which won't do her too much good.
Well, I mean, it has double strike. You could attack for 16.
That Stormkirk Noble is going to kill her. That thing is going to keep rumbling in.
I mean, well, not... I mean... Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, but that Noble has her on a 3-turn clock right now.
If she would have rankored up both times, there, I think attacking in would put him at 4, and that thing has trample.
Oh, yeah. Maybe she could race.
Yeah, could have just raced, I think.
Yeah.
But she's been playing the deck a long time. She's comfortable. She knows what to do.
She knows what to do.
Yeah, so...
And Seamus clearly knows what to do with his deck. He's been sequencing his plays correctly. And we'll see what the players decide to do here in combat. This is a bit of a tricky combat step.
Well, there's the Searing Spear. I think that's
Pre-combat Searing Spear on the Silverblade Paladin.
I think that's going to wrap it up for game 1 here.
Yep, and the Rancor goes back to Ryan's hand. Snaps it off. And rumbles in.
Do you assign block on Burning Tree here to stay alive as long as possible?
There's no reason not. Yes. Sorry, I forgot it lost first strike for a second, but you still do.
Yeah.
And she chooses to. She needs to top deck Wolfear Silverheart or Loxodon Smiter, it looks like. Just the biggest card in her deck, really, is what she wants.
Loxodon Smiter would keep her alive for a little bit. It would trade off with the Stromkirk. Inevitability. He has
an Arbor.
Seamus has Hell Rider in his hand, and that's just inevitability.
Yeah. Second he draw, as soon as he draws a land, game is over.
Which is kind of why I want to be playing like 20 to 22 lands. Yeah, with Hell Rider in your deck.
Right. One of the principles of deck building when you're playing an aggro deck is that you want to be using your mana as efficiently as possible, turns 1 to 3.
Right.
Which means that sometimes you actually want to get up to 22 lands, just so you know that you're going to be as mana efficient as possible.
So this Arbor Elf
is big.
Can block
the
Stromkirk Noble,
but he drew the land.
Inevitability of
Hell Rider.
Yeah.
And there's Hell Rider, and that's game 1.
Yeah. So they're going to go to game 2 now.
Let's look at some sideboards.
Right. I think in the sideboard for Ryan, I like some of the cards that I like. Thalia for the first strike.
Sure.
Plus it makes playing Searing Spear and other cards a little bit more
problematic.
Yeah, and Frontline Medic, because if you get in a situation, especially on the play, where you have a turn 2, turn 3 Frontline Medic, you could start crashing in, and even if there's favorable blocks for them, you're still pushing through damage without losing creatures.
Okay, I'll just play devil's advocate a little bit. I don't think you're necessarily wrong. I think Frontline Medic is extremely strong playing against other mid-range or bigger creature decks. I think that on a theory level, at the point where Seamus is forced to block, he's going to lose the game anyways. I don't think you need Medic to lock it up at that point.
Okay.
But you could certainly be right.
No, also, people playing red could have Bonfire the Damned.
That's true, but...
And I like having Frontline Medic to just, like, not get my board wiped.
Okay, we know Seamus isn't playing it, she might not.
Right.
He's only playing 19 land, and if he was playing Bonfire, that would be a bit risky.
Right.
But I do really like one of the cards in Seamus' sideboard, which I really hope he brings in. It's 4 Firefist Striker, one of the new battalion cards from Gatecrash, and it says, if Firefist Striker and at least 2 other creatures are attacked, target creature cannot block this turn.
That is pretty good.
That is really good. Now, Ryan's game plan is to have big first striking things, and that'll allow her to play better defense. But these Firefist Strikers in the board are perfect in situations where your opponents have bigger creatures, you're playing against a creature-based deck, bigger creature-based deck, mid-range decks, and I think it comes in.
Do you think, not to particularly in this matchup, but just in Standard in general, that's his answer to Thragtusk?
I think, I won't venture to say no well enough because I haven't played A, Red Deck Wins, or B, a lot of Standard recently. I think that we've seen falter effects to answer Thragtusk in the format, like active treason effects.
Dead weight.
Dead weight. Well, not dead weight, but the one that makes it -1/-1 and can't block, which is something infliction.
Okay.
But, yeah. So, faltering, making them Thragtusk not block, really takes away its power. So I think it's a great answer to Thragtusk.
Yeah.
For those of you who watched Pro Tour coverage this weekend, Firefist Striker was an all-star in all of the Blitz red decks.
Yeah.
4 of in every single one. That card was doing work.
Okay, so that looks like they are all sideboarded up.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be interesting to see what Ryan brought in. She has... I don't think the Selesnya Charms or Pith and Needles came in. Rootborn Defenses,
nope.
not coming in for her.
Thalia is her best bet.
But possibly Thalia or Frontline Medic.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what I would take out. Probably the Collective Blessing. It just seems slow in against the Red Deck wins.
Definitely. For Seamus, he's got the 4th Blasphemous Act in his sideboard. Shouldn't come in. He's the aggressor here. I mean, he might want it if he's really all in on the combo, but I don't think that's the game plan he should have.
Right.
The 4/5 for strikers should definitely be coming in. Other than that, he's got a full playset of Skullcracks and Volcanic Strengths, neither of which are particularly relevant in this matchup. And an additional Mountain in his sideboard, which is interesting. Maybe on the play in Game 3 he wants to bring it in. And he's got a Flames of the Firebrand, which I might actually bring in.
Yeah, I would probably bring in the Flames. Yeah,
because it can pick off a Mana Dork and a Silverblade Paladin on like turn 3.
Right.
Flames of the Firebrand is a 3-mana sorcery that deals 3 damage divided as you choose amongst any number of creatures or players.
Looking at the list and how on the which card is this?
That's Blasphemous Axe.
No.
Firefist Striker.
Firefist Striker. Would you consider cutting the Blasphemous Axe for the Firefist Striker
in this matchup?
In the main,
yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying at the beginning, I think Seamus is playing his deck well and confidently. I do not agree with including Blasphemous Act in the main deck, and I think Firefist Striker would be better. It would be, I think, a cooler idea to have Blasphemous Axe coming out of the sideboard as a combo angle.
Okay, cool.
But
awesome.
Here we see it.
And it looks like Ryan, if she has a green source, this would be a great hand. I see a Plains, a Sun Petal Grove, 2 Plains, a Sun Petal Grove, a Rancor, Absence Pilgrim, Frontline Medic. So she did bring in the medics.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you were good.
Yep. And
good. We'll see how much work they do.
Yeah, she's going to keep her hand, and it looks like Seamus is going to go to 6.
Seamus had a 1-land hand. He did have Blasphemous Act, Boros Reckoner in hand, but no way to get to it. Which is, as we were saying earlier, going to be a problem with only 19 lands in your main deck. You'll see that a lot.
Yeah, and for new players watching or just getting into the game, I'd just like to stress, is that 7 or 6?
That's
6?
6.
Okay, good. I'd just like to stress how important it is to mulligan. Don't just keep bad hands, hope to get there. It was a great mulligan.
Seamus is a really great, just gave us a good example of a good mulligan.
Yeah, like he had all the cards in his deck that he wanted to see.
Yeah.
Didn't have the lands to feel comfortable with the hand.
Yeah. And he despite the fact that all of his sexy plays were in hand, he shipped it because he knew it wasn't strong enough.
Right.
And it's a huge temptation to keep hands with all your coolest cards, just hoping to get there. But it'll bite you more often than not. Yeah,
so Pilgrim comes down on Rand's side. We got Braintree Emissary and the Lightning Mauler
attack. And I like that attack because Ryan, even though she can trade the Absence Pilgrim for the Lightning Mauler, that's what Seamus wants her to be doing, is to hamper her development.
Is there a Face Shield in her hand? I'm not sure if there is. If there
I doubt it.
No.
Actually...
Was that the last card in her hand?
She flipped it too quickly, and she goes for the block, and... goes to her life total, so no Faith Shield, or she chose not to play it.
And I love that block. I think that's a great block. She has the land for Frontline Medic. Mm-hmm. She gets a creature off the board, basically gains 2 life.
Yeah, both players. And no, there is no... No, there is a Faith Shield in her hand. She could have saved her Pilgrim, and chose not to. We'll see how that plays out.
I agree with that play.
Yeah.
You want to be saving your Frontline Medic or your Sublime Archangel, something along those lines.
Yeah. Ryan playing really well. She knows this deck really well.
Yeah.
She's had a lot of tournament success with this deck.
Seamus having to read Frontline Medic. Yeah, that guy does work. He does a whole bunch of things. Yeah.
Now, if you're Ryan, if Seamus just Cold Stone comes in with the Burning Tree Emissary, you snap off the block, right?
Absolutely. Just run into the pillar if you have to. I'm not worried about it.
But he's got the pre-combat Searing Spear on that medic.
How would you feel about Ryan there playing the elf and waiting a turn to be able to have Face Shield backup for the front?
I think that would have been a better play.
I mean, I'm not sure. I haven't played a lot of green-white aggro.
True. But the reason why is her hand is action light.
Right.
She has Rancor and a defensive card, and her medic is her savior right now. She really needs it to stay alive.
Right, and that's something I might have thought about doing if I was in that position.
We'll see how badly it hampers her.
Yeah, and it looks like we're gonna have Hellrider coming here. Yeah,
damn.
And then in the hand is Searing Spear,
and Lightning Mauler.
Okay. So if Hellrider comes down here, any creature off the top
is in game over.
Yeah, it's going to be
Lightning
bad.
Mauler creature, you got it. And he triggers them.
Hits for 2.
Hits for 2 and 2 damage to you.
And then attacking for 5 more?
Yeah. So 2 damage directly and attacking for 5. Ryan in a really awkward position, forced to take it.
Yeah, Red Deck Wins, in my opinion, is a very good Friday Night Magic deck.
It's a great Friday. It's consistent. It's powerful. If anybody brings a deck that's wonky or out of the blue, it'll punish them.
It's going to get punished, right?
Red Deck Wins punishes decks for not having a streamlined game plan.
Yeah, I'd also, at this time, Ryan's deck
She drew another Faith's Shield,
Ooh,
which is not what she wants to see.
no.
So there's the Rancor, and she's going to hope to block that Hellrider and Faith's Shield before damage,
Right.
giving protection from red, and just pick it off.
So she'll still take
She'll
4.
still take 4, but it'll put her
Actually,
in a better
Lightning Mauler should... If he doesn't draw a creature, Lightning Mauler should get paired with something on the board.
But he drew an Ash Zealot. Awkwardly, it already has haste, but if I'm Seamus, I still pair and swing in with both.
Yeah. And I think that should be the writing on the wall.
Yep, there's the Lightning Mauler, and he does pair with his Burning Tree. I like it. There's the Ash Zealot, and great play.
Yeah, she goes to 5, can only block the...
She goes to 5 from Hellrider triggers, and has to block Hellrider here.
Yeah, and then
still,
just takes 6 and loses the game.
It up. Congratulations to Seamus Horn. 2 quick games. Red deck wins, putting the beats
Yeah.
on.
Good game, guys.
But well played by both players. They both
Absolutely.
played optimally.
Absolutely.